Hello? Hi, Alex. It's Harry from MMA Latest News.
How you doing, bro?
How you doing, mate? Good to speak to you.
Nice, great.
You had a busy day today. You been training at all?
Yeah, every day, man.
Is it early sessions or like late sessions?
Both.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's twice a day, man.
Oh, cool. So, I want to start off by saying thank you. You'll be quite confused, but you've done me a big favour recently. So,
Really? Did I?
yeah, so what it is was I went to BAMMA 31 and it was my first event that I was covering as a reporter. And I live in Cambridge and I had to get the train, and my last tube to go to King's Cross was about it's about quarter past 11, and your fight started, and I was like, oh god, if this goes past the second round, I'm gonna have to miss this. Like, I'm literally gonna have to leave and miss the main event. I was so annoyed, just because the last tube was quarter past 11, and then what happens is you put him away in the first round, and I'm like, oh, that was quick, but so yeah, thanks for that kind of thing.
So you didn't miss your train?
No, I didn't, thankfully. But yeah, what a good card that was, right? Did you manage to see any of the knockouts on the card?
Yeah, I saw it after. Yeah. I rewatched everything, and it was great, man. Great night of action.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? One thing I was curious about was, obviously you and Nathan had like a lot of bad blood going into the fight. I mean, the rivalry between you was going on for ages. But obviously you finished him, and it was brutal fashion. I mean, watching from cage side, like, I was opposite him, and as soon as the knee landed, the only thing I saw was his eyes go back, and it was devastating. I was just wondering, did you get the chance to speak to him after the fight? And if not, what would you want to say to him if you did see him?
Yeah, I did have a chat with him, and I was just telling him that it was a great fight, and we should get together and do some training. But he wasn't really keen on it.
Oh, really?
I guess he was a bit still sore
Yeah.
about the defeat.
Did he recall what happened at all? Because obviously, when you get finished like that, sometimes you just completely forget what happens. Does he know the finish, like how it happened?
Well, he knows now because he must have rewatched it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he knew at the time.
Yeah. So in the cage after your win, you obviously called out Richard Kiely, and now you're fighting Richard Kiely. What's interesting though is
Everyone keeps saying I called him out. I haven't called him out. He called me out.
I thought it was in the cage, and I think you said something along the lines like there's some Irish guy. I don't think you actually addressed his name, but
Yeah, exactly. I said this Irish kid has been running his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out there and shut him up.
so the only reason you called him out is because he's been mentioning your name in the past.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't even been mentioning my name. He's been on my social media talking a lot of rubbish.
So yeah, because obviously, I mean,
disturbing me and my fans, and
yeah, I've seen that. He's commenting on all your pictures and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I mean, the guy's only 2-0 in his pro career, and like, both of his wins have come against guys who are nowhere near like the top of, like, they're nowhere near the title picture in BAMMA. So obviously, I mean, the motivation isn't to like. So, I mean, his record's not the best. Do you just want to shut him up because he's been talking so much?
Yeah, teach him a little lesson, and also because I wanted to get on the Dublin card.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because obviously I think you fought at Bellator 173 was in Northern Ireland.
Belfast.
Yeah, so technically that's still UK. So I mean, this is the first time you're fighting outside of the UK, although it's on the island. But I mean, how do you feel about going into enemy territory, so to speak?
Yeah, that's great. That's why I'm doing it. That's one of the reasons. I need to be comfortable in every environment. So me going out there will be a great opportunity for me to test that and to make myself comfortable in those environments. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Good. So you recently went back home to France. That I think I saw on your Instagram. You went back. It was a few weeks ago, I think. And of course, you took the belt with you. I don't know if you took all the belts, because I know they call you the belt collector, don't they? So
yeah, I took all the belts with me.
yeah. What was the feelings like to revisit the place you call home and take along this new piece of silverware with you as well?
And he felt great. It's a great feeling. It's like you've heard me earlier. I train hard for this.
Yeah.
I put in the work. So it feels good to get rewarded for your hard work.
Good. So before you made your BAMMA debut, I think you had 2 fights consecutively for Bellator. Do you still have any contracted fights remaining for them? Also, this is your second fight for BAMMA, and how many fights do you have left, like, on the BAMMA deal that you signed?
Well, I've just re-signed the new contract.
Oh, okay. Was that after the win against Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So is that for a few more fights on the BAMMA then?
Yeah, three more fights on the BAMMA for BAMMA. For the BAMMA promotion. Yeah.
And there's no more withstanding fights that you need to compete with Bellator, so?
The fights with Bellator were under my BAMMA contract.
Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense.
Because, Bellator and BAMMA, it's the same as what they have on the next card.
Yeah. That was.
It was just because someone on the main card of Bellator pulled out and they pushed my fight to the main card of Bellator.
So obviously, I know you were wanting to fight in Dublin, like you said. I don't know if you've seen the December card, because we got told about it right before the fights, and it's in Newcastle, and it's like you said, it's BAMMA and Bellator. I mean, obviously.
Of course, I've seen that card, man.
Yeah, obviously it's a quick turnaround.
Got my eye on that.
Oh, really? Would you want to compete at that, even though it's like a month after? I mean, it's a bit too quick to get back in the cage, isn't it? So like.
I don't know about that, but I can't say much, and I don't like to predict things so much.
Yeah.
I like to do one thing at a time. So I'll get rid of Richard, and then I'll see what we can do next.
Okay, that's good. So I'd like to speak just about New Wave Academy. I mean, obviously it's not like we hear the gyms that people renown in England for, like the likes of London Shoot Fighters, but you're kind of putting that gym on the map, so to speak, especially with this win. I mean, talk to me about the training, what it's like there, and the team that you have, and how you've been there. Is it your whole career you've been there? There's no camp switching at all. How good is the camp that you train at New Wave Academy?
Yeah, it's great. We got a good team. Great black belt jiu-jitsu coach who does my jiu-jitsu. But I also do some of my training in other places, so like my conditioning training. I do with my S&C coach called Pierre, and he does my S&C and my boxing coach at New Wave is a professional boxer called also my good friend from before, Dwayne St. Clair.
Yeah.
He's actually fighting in a couple of weeks on the new show that David Hayes got.
Oh, really? Is he fighting on that?
Yeah, so he'll be fighting on that.
Oh, will you be cornering him at all?
Hotshot St. Clair. No, I won't be in his corner. No. He has his team for boxing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I'll be there watching.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Should be there watching.
So, obviously, I mean, I saw you reply to Richard on your Instagram, because he's on every bloody picture at the moment that you put up, and you said to him that you wouldn't last a minute. Are you living up to that prediction? Like, do you literally think you'll finish him inside a minute?
To be fair, this is what is most likely going to happen, but I don't want to, overthink and underestimate him. I'll just take it as it comes. I'll just, I'll take fights. I'll take every fights like they, the tough fights,
yeah.
And I'm going to fight, someone that's, very good. So I'm always training the same way, and I don't like to predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just go in there focused and ready.
Obviously at BAMMA 31 it was a really good performance, but the only thing that I think, obviously you'll know this better than anyone else does, I mean, I think I saw in an interview that you anticipated Jones to use the hip throw against the cage, but he was using it quite a lot in the middle. Like, did you not game, I mean, obviously you planned for it, but did that kind of catch you off guard, so to speak?
Yeah, a little bit, but it did catch me off guard, but it wasn't really, I was okay we was okay with going into the ground anyway, so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
But he did get 2 hip throws, but I think I was still winning the round.
Yeah.
On the ground I was still, active.
Mm-hmm.
Went for a couple submission. He was defending. He got me. What I was getting up, he trying to go for a submission, but he wasn't getting anything, so he let go. Then I got up again. So it was a full fight. But I feel like I was landing more, striking. He was running away.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good.
I just want to speak about the finish because it was obviously you've probably seen it so many times now. It was like the elbow, the right hand, and then the knee. And I think we didn't see it from cage side because I thought it was just a knee. But watching it back when I got home, I think what it was is the elbow really hurt him, and then he looked for the takedown, and it was just the knee landed so good. Do you think that was probably like the best finish of your career?
I think it is by far.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, it's like perfect, like perfect technique. You know, I couldn't ask for better, man.
Yeah.
It's like even like throwing the elbow and still holding his wrist.
Yeah.
Like he was literally pulling on my hand and I was pulling him back.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's proper technical things, right there. So and I was just throw that right hand, and then I knew he was going back, so he was going back, and then as he was going back, he did exactly what we knew he was going to do, rushing and trying to duck in, and I was throwing a head kick anyway. So as I was throwing the head kick anyways, as he turned, come towards me, all I needed to do was just switch it quickly to a knee.
Yeah. So obviously you're fighting in Dublin. I mean, have you got any plans, like, because it's the first, obviously you've been in Belfast before, but I mean, how many days before the fight do you think you'll go out there? It's not like the climate's different, you know what I mean? It's still kind of like, still Europe, I mean, but do you plan on...
I don't need to go there any it's still Europe.
Yeah.
It's not far, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
I'll go there maybe 3 days before, just to finish off my weight cut.
Yeah.
And then, that's it. Get used to the environment there, and make myself at home, get used to my hotel room, get used to the surroundings, see what's around.
Yeah.
Meet some of the fans.
Yeah, of course.
See the arena.
Yeah.
Look at what places are there. And you see, it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. So this is my last question, and it's probably something I guarantee you've been asked this before, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Aaron Chalmers, obviously, I mean, he's brought so much attention to BAMMA. Just because of who he is and the reality side of things. What do you think? What's your thoughts on him? I mean, I see people criticising him, but I mean, I see a lot of people also defending him. Are you one of the people that...
Man, he's good, man.
Yeah.
For someone that's not coming from any fighting background,
yeah,
been doing TV and reality stuff. He's doing really good, man. Like people saying, even his last opponent was saying, you should fight someone more experienced. I was like, how can he when he's only just started doing this? He's only just starting doing the sport. So, the guys that he was taking on were guys on his level. So, he's doing good, and he's helping us. He's helping MMA fighters because he's got a big following. So more people are gonna be watching MMA, following MMA, maybe learning about MMA. So it's a good thing having him on board.
Good. Alex, I'm glad I finally got to speak to you. I wish you all the best in Dublin, and I'm sure I'll be watching. So cheers for speaking to me. I hope I can speak to you again in the future soon.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Have a good day. See you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.